Hi, gang. Welcome to the show.
What's up?
What's up, buddy? How are you today, man?
Today, I am good, bro. Arlington, we have a very interesting show tonight. As you see, the title of our name is Ownership Accountability.
Before you jump into that, bro,
Yes, sir.
I want to announce to everybody that's here tuning in tonight, you can also catch the show right now on Instagram at XFan Show. Catch it right now live on Instagram.
We got our Instagram account back.
We never lost it.
That's true. We were just lazy and never decided.
We never lost
to change it back up.
We never lost it, but we're here.
Arlington,
so if you want to check the show out on Instagram.
Where do we start with tonight's show? Because
before we even do that, we got a special guest coming up tonight.
We do, baby.
Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock if you are living in the East Coast. Manny Matsakis, the founder of the Ohio Valley Ironmen, will be joining us to talk some Continental Football League. And I want to get his thoughts on some transitioning of going from coach to now owner of a football team. So I can't wait to touch in about that in the second hour. So make sure that you guys are tuning in, jump in and join us on the show. Hey, share this show, man. If you watching wherever you may be, put this on your Facebook pages. You know that we love when people go out and share because we want to hear from everybody. We want to hear from all the fans. Okay.
I mean, listen, we're for the fans, by the fans. This is a fan-driven show, right? But, I mean, we'll have the comments. We're not going to let any fans join in on us live because we have such a big, important guest coming on.
We definitely will. We can take some comments. But
we'll definitely take comments and stuff like that. Arlington, where do we want to start? Because we have so much to go over, you know? So should we just get the UFL news out of the way first?
Sure.
Should we? Why are you going with pumpkins? Oh, because of my pumpkin up here I got lit up?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get that in.
Let's do it, right?
If you're catching the show right now, you can also catch it up there.
Where can you catch it at? On StreamYard?
You see that QR code up there?
I do see that QR code, buddy.
That takes you to the YouTube page, man.
Oh, nice. We're fancy. Arlington, this is going to be such a big show. I had to get coffee and water because we have a very big show. And you know what happens when we start going too long? My throat gets scratchy. So I got to drink something hot. Hot water. So Arlington.
Yes.
Our good friend, Mr. James. How do you say his last name, Arlington?
Baker.
You know I love them. Baker. We met him in San Antonio. Really good dude,
yes,
right?
We sure did. We did.
Really good dude. Arlington. We have a new owner in the UFL. Again, guys, you're going to see there's going to be a theme in this show. Ownership of accountability. Because me and Arlington, when we were doing things in fuel and stuff like that, right, Arlington? We didn't really do things we should have done, right?
Yeah.
And with me and you being the owners, we didn't really take accountability like we should have on a lot of stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of why fuel failed, because we were just kind of not taking the ownership like we should have. Right, Arlington?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. So now, yes, again, there's the theme, ownership of accountability. Me and Arlington admitted we were idiots, but that's okay. We still love doing our show. But Arlington, how do you buy into a league and now become the majority owner of the league, right? And then you put this out from your league. Oh, Roughneck season ticket holders will be able to select their seats November 4th. But wait, we have Houston, or should we say Dallas, we have a problem.
And here's the problem down here.
Go, Arlington.
We can't wait for you to see the new layout and lock in your favorite location for an exciting 2026 season filled with action, energy, and all-out Renegades football. Please note, your 2026 season ticket package will include 4 home games at Toyota Stadium due to the World Cup schedule. Once the location for the 5th game is confirmed, you'll receive priority access to add it to your package. The full 5-game home schedule will return to Toyota Stadium in 2027. If you have questions or need help, contact the Renegades ticket team at 469-966-6468 or tickets at UFLrenegades.com.
Now, Arlington, does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The poor city of San Antonio got screwed over and had 4 home games.
But you can't do the same thing for Dallas.
But you can't.
And you had a venue.
Arlington, they still have a venue. Okay, go on. They still have a venue.
You still have a venue that you can use for this game. And more than likely, that's what's going to wind up happening. I have a feeling that's what's going to wind up happening. The building that they did not want to use is the building they're going to wind up using in 2026.
Okay, so Arlington, help me make this make sense, okay?
Correct.
Help me make this make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I understand in Arlington, we've seen it time after time after time after time again with this league since 2020. They have lost money. Lost money. It's the reason why the merger happened. It's not a shock, right? Okay. So you decide you're going to move into smaller venues. Okay. Now, Arlington, what have we seen? We've seen it across the board. Ticket sales plummeting everywhere.
Right.
Except basically you could say in Michigan, ticket sales went up. But we know how expensive the dome, the Ford Center was and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But Arlington, how are you going to move a team, rebrand them back in 2020 to the Dallas Renegades, to the Arlington Renegades, now back to the Dallas Renegades, move them out of Chalk Field and put them in Toyota's field, but still only give them 4 games? Arlington, please help me make sense of that.
I can't. I
What?
can't, brother. I can't. I can't
What
make
do you
sense
mean
of it.
we can't?
I can't make sense of it at all. I cannot make any sense of what has occurred now. I can't do it.
So
I don't know what the mindset is. I don't know how to even feel about it, but I have lost a lot of respect and hope for the United Football League. A lot of it. You want to keep throwing on these showcases. Cool, man. I ain't got nothing against that. You want players. You want them to come into your league. You want them to be there to participate. Only 400 guys are going to be able to be on these teams anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all hopefuls, just like they are in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Same, it really is no different.
I mean, even the NFL guys are hopefuls. But they hope to stay in the league.
Why do you keep playing with the fans, yo? Why? Why you keep playing around with the fans, man?
Arlington, it makes no sense. Like, again, the title of this show, Ownership of Accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then now you rebanded the Roughnecks back to the Gambler after all those fans did all their hard work in Houston to keep their name, the Roughnecks, right? And now you're putting out posts, help us create a mascot. Last I checked, didn't the Gamblers have a mascot named Ace?
You would think it's that simple, right?
You would think, but apparently it's not. So Arlington, as much as I love this league and as much as I want this league to succeed because I want football, I want these young men to get the opportunity that they deserve to play, right?
Correct. I really believe that they deserve to play.
And I think, again, in our 8 o'clock hour, you're going to hear from a man who has a very successful team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very successful team in the Ironmen. And you're going to hear the Continental Football's plans to help their league survive. It's that simple. So how is it that where did the disconnect happen somewhere, Arlington? Like, you knew the World Cup was coming to the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, here, Arlington, just out of the removal of the Brahmas came the Toros of the San Antonio Toros of the Continental Football League.
Mm-hmm.
Disgruntled fans got together. 4 of them, mind you. Or is it 5? 4 or 5, right?
About 4 or 5, yeah.
Right. But they got together to make a bid and to make the team to put back in San Antonio.
Like, that was a quest. And I applaud the quest. Yes, Robert, I would buy a new shirt with the Houston Gamblers on it. Honestly,
I would too.
Here's my thing with that. It's the jumping back and forth for me.
Yes. Yes.
Look who it is. It's our guy.
I don't look.
Listen.
I don't. We'll see.
It didn't die. It didn't die. Everybody
Don't
thought this
do that.
show
Listen,
was dead.
listen,
It's alive
Josh,
and well,
Arlington,
baby.
stop. I'm gonna pray to baby Jesus in his golden fleece diaper. Josh.
Why? Are you gonna do the same prayer?
San Antonio Toros ownership group. I pray to baby Jesus in his beautiful golden fleece diaper in all of his radiance brightness. Please do not use the horns forward tagline. Please don't. Do like take the bull by the horns or toros. Just please don't use sweet baby Jesus laying in your manger with that golden, beautiful diaper that hasn't been soiled yet. Please do not use the horns forward. That's all I have to say about that.
Listen, it keeps everything alive, man.
No, but this is what we're going to get into it because this is what's great about the Continental Football League. I'm going to tell you San Antonio fans how to fans because you guys really don't know how to fan down there. You guys really don't. You guys, a new team, come up with something new. Come up with something new. Please. Please come up with something new. Arlington, I'm done talking UFL because it just irritates me and get my blood pressure going.
You're irritated? No way. You can't be irritated off of this, man.
Arlington.
It just goes to showcase, though, that the accountability in this league is full of crap. And I've said this time in and time again, that you sat there and you were making this big thing that you were going to have everything lined up correctly going into 2026. And now that you have the World Cup, you have now said to the Renegades fans, screw you. We don't want you in Toyota Stadium for a 5th game. So we're going to make you go and find another spot to go and play or go and watch your team.
Arlington, I do got to say something. You see the little Amanda's up there. On a side note, we want to give our thoughts and prayers here at the X Fan Show. Our thoughts and prayers to Mama Bear. You guys all knew who Mama Bear is. That's Big Daddy Ed's wife. She just actually had knee surgery. She's recovering in the hospital. Everything was a success. So we just want to give her our thoughts and prayers from the X Fan Show and all of that stuff. And listen, we got rid of that. We got rid of that finally. Finally, we didn't hear any.
When he won the Super Bowl, it was a wrap, dude. For real.
Yeah, we didn't hear any Cronky sucks chants this year. So Yeah, Arlington, I agree with you. I mean, it's just it's just irritating and frustrating. Just please, let's get this right, because I have a feeling. Arlington, the guy that we're going to be talking to in the 8:00 hour, I have a feeling this league might have a blueprint for success. Just saying. Just saying. And we're going to hear it straight from the man's mouth in the 8:00 hour.
We ready now?
We're ready. Let's go. Football news.
We got football news.
We do. Arlington, news. You did not do very well.
That's a lie. I can tell you what my record was.
Actually, oh yeah, we tied.
Exactly.
We ended up tying, didn't we, buddy?
Yes, we did.
Oh, look, Mama Bear. We love you, Mama Bear. She is watching us. I don't know why she's watching us laying up in the hospital. What is wrong with her?
Because entertainment is probably what she could use at this moment. Oh,
man, that poor woman. Her ears got to be on fire listening to two idiots. Well, one idiot and a half idiot. Can you figure out which one those are?
Those are the records.
Those are the records.
From week 8. Believe it or not, dude, I had one point I had 4 misses in a row, and then I got reeled off 8 straight.
All right, Arlington, before we go any further in the game, we got the Dolphins and the Ravens. I'm going Ravens.
Oh, you want my picks? I'll give them to you right now.
Well, we're just going to go with the first game because I have to make my pick because the game already started.
Right. So
I'm going Baltimore. Ravens.
Same here. I went
okay, Baltimore. There we go. All right, I'm writing it down. All right, Ravens. Okay, there we go. Lamar Jackson's back, so hopefully I do good this year. This week. God, it's been bad. It's been bad. But Arlington, let's talk some football news in the world. And this will actually tie into our sports betting thing that we wanted to talk about,
yes,
right?
Yes, sir. We've been wanting to talk about that for quite some time. So,
I mean, what is the biggest sport that people bet on? Football. Right? Okay. You see what's going on right now. The betting has been going on forever. You had alluded it to your show, right?
Right. Okay. You touched on it on Monday. So
I touched on it on Monday. Wednesday, I didn't do it. Arlington, I don't see a way to stopping sports gambling. I just don't. I mean, how can you stop it? I mean, you talked about the Boston College. What was that, in 79?
In 80? Yeah, that's when they had actual freaking bookies.
Bookies did the point shaving there. I mean, it comes to find out in the NBA that who was the one guy? They said he had missed he purposely missed shots, purposely passed the ball to certain players.
Rozier, was the person.
Shohei Ohtani, his bookie, placed bets. Or his interpreter placed bets. It's proven that it wasn't Ohtani. I think there's a reason why it was proven it wasn't Ohtani.
The interpreter walked. So
when you're talking 15 million people watching the World Series in Japan, I can see why you might have let Ohtani.
So Ohtani could walk there.
But I mean, in football, we've seen it in football where there's been things that have been suspect in professional football, college football. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you stop it in these sports? I mean, hell, they're putting it on ESPN now. So how do you stop it, Arlington? I don't think you can.
It will never go away. It's never going away.
No.
As long as people get money hand over fist for this stuff, it'll never go away. This is, if you want to get rid, and I'm going to say what I said on Tuesday, and I'm going to say it again here. If you want to get rid of that, you got to get rid of casinos. You got to get rid of state lotteries. Anything that's dealing with gambling, you got to get rid of it.
Okay, but then that's where you bring the mob in.
The mob is already in it.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, but that's where it comes back. I mean, you're talking about they somehow Chauncey Billups, who made what, $100 million in his career, somehow got wrapped up into this poker game.
I don't understand that. I really don't understand it.
I don't either. And Arlington, I alluded to it with Michael Jordan. That was whether anybody wants to believe it or not. The reason Jordan retired from the NBA is Daniel Stern went to Jordan and said, "Hey,
David,
I can't suspend you. David, I can't suspend you. Please retire."
But that's bogus. And the
you
reason
can say
why
it's bogus.
No. And the reason why I call it bogus is because Jordan didn't do anything wrong at all.
But remember what he was doing. He was playing poker in the clubhouse, and that was not allowed.
No, he was playing blackjack in the Atlantic City casinos late at night because he had the power to do so. Did you not hear the story of Craig Hodges saying that after practice that he went to go to a bar to go drink, and then he came back and he had 30-some points in the first half? You mean to tell me that him just going sitting down at a blackjack table, betting thousands of dollars on hands per game, and you mean to tell me that is wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong.
So no, and everybody keeps saying that this is the reason. Even David Stern himself, whether you want to believe it or not, God rest his soul, sat there and he said that had nothing to do with the retirement.
He could say all he wants, Arlington. You know there's a conspiracy. It did. You're not going to suspend the world's greatest player.
It had nothing to do with suspending him. Well, for what reason? What was the reason?
I don't know, but I guess my groceries are here because I hear Sally talking. So give me like a few minutes to go get my groceries because I have to play house daddy and house husband because my beautiful woman is sitting in the hospital with Mama Bear. So give me 5 minutes.
Go away. So back to what I was saying. I don't understand the whole ordeal with Chauncey Billups. I don't understand the whole ordeal with Terry Rozier and why point shaving was even a big thing in the first place in the NBA, playing in the NBA, man, come on. And with this whole ordeal with football, that has been a thing though. And then sports gambling is never going anywhere. Why? Because now they place them on the phone where you can make a bet from the vicinities of your own house with no problem. And you know they done found ways to make sure that continues to grow as we continue, as sports gambling is now being legal all over the world. Yes, we understand at one time or another, you couldn't do that. It was illegal to bet on sports. And so now where we are with this accountability, man, with sports gambling, it's not a big thing to me, and it'll never go away. Hold on, I want to see if I still have it. Did I keep it? I don't think I kept it on here. But my thing was, even from last night, I did a little bet and won some money because it's there. It's there for the taking, man. Like, I want people to understand that what this whole ordeal with sports betting, it's never going anywhere. No time soon. And a matter of fact, I would love to see it in the Continental Football League, in this summer league that they're about to launch come next year. I've always been skeptical of summer stuff, summer sports other than baseball, but I'm really intrigued by what this is about. And why isn't the UFL taking some of what happened back in the past and adding that to this mix here? Here we got these spring football fans, man. One of the things that we loved back in 2020 was you were able to go on your phone and you can try and make a bet to see if you can be a winner. I don't understand it. I really am never truly understood why some of the things that have been placed on the UFL, they haven't even tried to do in this new iteration with this ownership. But back to the whole ordeal with this sports gambling thing, it's never going anywhere. Legally, illegally, it's here. It's here to stay. And there's nothing that can be done about that. All right. You know what? We're going to step aside for just a little bit while Dirty's getting everything going. We're going to come right back with more of the show. So stay close. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Told you we'd be back.
Yeah, well, look, like I said, Amanda's, at the hospital.
We got it, dude. We got it.
So I had to put the groceries away. I just put all the cold stuff away. That's why it only took me a
Shut up! Tell me who the number is. Shut up! Tell me who the number is. Shut up! Tell me who the number is.
Gave you a trifecta, man. Shut up, man. Just shut up, dude.
I see that. Let's go. All right. Look, I mean, back to the sports, but I just don't see how it ends now that you're going to allow.
It's not going to end, bro.
It's not. It really isn't. So
gotta let
it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out now.
Gotta let it go, man.
Getting bigger and bigger.
It's already been bigger. Did you not watch the movie Casino?
That is true. That is true. And you hit pretty big on your little parlay that you had.
I know. I can't even show it, man. That was yesterday's.
That was good, though. That was a good parlay, bro.
I know. I was just lucky, and I'm just having to hit at the right time.
Now, listen, a way you can stop it is like, if everything is said was true, where there was, insider information being put out there on players and stuff like that, then you could kind of maybe stop that kind of thing, but again, who knows? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Right. The Pandora box has been opened. There's no going back. It's just that simple. You've opened the Pandora box for sports gambling. There's no way it's going to go back. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you talk about the biggest game in the world, we're going to go to our NFL picks because less than 30 minutes, we got Manny Matsakis of the Ohio Valley Ironmen joining us.
There it is.
There it is.
X-Fan Show's NFL picks are here.
So Arlington, we tied up. I'm still a few games down below you.
Just 4 games, man.
Just
it
4.
Ain't like it's not like it's big.
Right.
A big loss right now.
Exactly. So look, we have the first game, Ravens. We both take the Ravens and the Dolphins, right?
Right.
Next game we have is the 49ers and Giants.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, the score has now changed. It's 7-3 Ravens.
Poor Scatabo.
I know, right? It sucks. Sucks for him, for real.
And it looked like they were really starting to do something. The Giants, right?
Correct.
And then now this happens. How do they recover from that? I mean, it looked like they found the replacement for Saquon. I don't know how you recover from that. Brock Purdy is on his way back, they're saying. Arlington, I'm going to go with 9. I'm going to go Niners on this one.
Yeah, same. I went with the Niners.
All right, Arlington. Next game.
All right. Chargers and the Titans.
Am I going again, or are you going to start it? Because I figured we just alternate the games.
Chargers, brother. I don't see no trap game or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Cam Ward is – I had some hopes for the kid, but I was watching Good Morning Football, and man, dude, like some of the – like he was getting ready to do a pass, and he just dropped the ball.
Hey,
I don't get it.
It's a rookie. He's a true rookie, man. Come on,
True
dude.
rookie. True rookie. I'm going Chargers also.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Right.
Really? This is the game I get? I get to talk about this game, the Lions versus
absolutely with
the Vikings.
Watching. I already made my pick.
Oh my God!
You gotta live with this one.
Listen, I've picked the Vikings enough, and they've let me down. JJ McCarthy's coming back, right?
Yep.
No, man, I'm going with the team in Detroit. I'm going with the Lions.
Lions.
I'm going Lions, bro. I mean, it's hard to pick against. I can't do it. Sorry, sweetie.
But nice,
I can't. I did. 2 weeks in a row, I picked the Vikings and they let me down. I'm not doing it a third time. I'm not. I'm going Lions. I'm going with my heart and my gut. All right.
Same here. Detroit is for me. Sorry, Amanda. I see the writing on the wall.
Right.
With this matchup. Detroit's the better team. Detroit's going to dog walk them. I'm sorry.
There she goes, haters.
Say what you want. Say what you want. Say what you want. Say what you want.
Say what you want, babe, but you know it's the truth.
Say what you want. The truth is out there. That this team, the Vikings, ain't it.
No, they're not.
Got rid of Sam Darnold. You could have had Sam Darnold. Maybe had a little bit more success.
Could have.
Tried to move.
Oh, but let's go with J.J. McCarthy. Yay.
J.J. McCarthy can't even sneeze without getting hurt.
That's true. Without hurting his pinky finger.
All right. Next up, Atlanta in New England. Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
Do the Falcons pull this one out? Oh, New England, baby. Come on, man.
Oh, okay. I was just asking you.
Drake May is showcasing that this is going to be a successful season for him.
Mm-hmm.
I
agree.
I can't put him in no package of him being elite just yet because it's going to take some time after this year. You know, young quarterbacks, after they have some success, they got to take some pitfalls. I understand that you don't want them to, but they're going to have to take some type of hit where either they don't make the playoffs or they do make the playoffs. Like Jaden Daniels, he's hurt right now. And
he comes back. He comes back Sunday.
Right. And here's the thing. He's not the bad person in this thing. It's the Commanders. CJ Stroud is dealing with the struggles that he's facing right now in Houston. And they got a game coming up against the Denver Broncos. I already know who you're going to pick on that one. So this ought to be interesting to see who you choose on that one. So, but New England in this case, I think got a great answer to knock off Atlanta in Foxborough.
I have to agree with you. What Mike Vrabel's doing up there, I don't understand what it was that Jared Mayo was doing up there because he's pretty much got the same team, other than he's got the quarterback now. I mean, they had Mac Jones.
Different mindset, brother.
And it could be. It could be. I mean, Mayo was a great defensive player, right? Maybe he just
so was Vrabel. What was Vrabel?
What? Right. But I mean, maybe he was a great coordinator, just maybe not a good head coach. Maybe he just needs some more experience.
Between the two. There is a difference.
Very big difference. Me and Arlington has talked about that. Very big difference privately. I got to go Pats. I have to.
Okay.
I have to go Pats on this one. I got the Colts and the Steelers, huh?
This ought to be a good one.
Yeah, listen, you're in
Pittsburgh,
the Steel City. Mike Tomlin has said that he wants the 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers to come back after the success these guys are having. Aaron Rodgers does not really lose 2 games in a row very often. He comes out with a chip on his shoulder after that loss. We're going to do our pretenders and contenders here in a minute of the top teams. I'm going Steelers.
What?
I'm going Steelers. Yep. I'm going Steelers.
I thought you was going with Indianapolis Colts.
Nope. Going Steelers. Who you going with?
The Steelers, man.
Yeah, dude. No, come on.
I went Steelers, dude.
Okay. All right. Here it is, Arlington. See, this is the reason why I did it this way, because I wanted you to do your team against my kids' team.
I'm next.
Yeah, you're next.
Broncos Texans. Of course, this is a game where Broncos, if they win, they continue on the lead with in the AFC West, and they need it.
That's why she's a Vikings fan.
But listen, hey, I can't front though. I'll step back before I talk about Broncos Texans. Carly Ursay-Gordon
done a great job.
Is doing what
Phenomenal.
she said she was going to do on the field.
Yep.
And she's there for each game, and she's trying to see. If she hasn't learned football, she's knowledgeable of the game right there.
She's like this.
Note taking and everything.
On the sideline.
Who's doing right? Like, she's there. And then she gets to hear everything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's got to be a challenge. It's got to be a big challenge for her. But big ups to her and the coach. the reason why I'm not sold on the Colts. We'll talk
They haven't
about it
played
at Contenders and Pretenders.
Exactly. All right, go ahead. Take your
Broncos
pick.
and
Broncos or
Texans.
Texans?
I'm going Houston.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew you were. I knew you were.
And I even said this on my show. I told Casey, I'm sorry.
Listen, Arlington, I'm a huge CJ Stroud, right? Fan.
Yes.
But what Sean Payton is doing in Denver with the little bit that he has, listen, Bo Nix reminds me of a young Baker Mayfield. Will do anything it takes to win a game, right?
Yeah.
I'm a huge CJ fan, but I'm going with the experience in Sean Payton and the Broncos. And the Broncos on this one.
Okay. You're going with Denver.
I'm going with Denver. Oh, great. The Bears and Bengals. Listen. 1,252-year-old Joe Flacco has a torn up shoulder. I don't even know how the man's walking around. He's 4,000 years old, still playing football. So they might be going back to whatever his name is, Joey Interception dude, whatever his name is. Who, like, anytime he gets the rush, he gets the brownies, and gets freaked out. Bears have been doing good. I mean, listen, what's his name? What's their head coach? Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson. Those guys are starting to get it. That offense is starting to get it. The defense is starting to get it there in Chicago. I'm going Bears.
You going? Oh, okay.
I'm going Bears.
All right.
Where are you going?
After a demoralizing loss that they took against the New York Jets this past week, because it was demoralizing, because you let them get their first win of the season. I don't think, and the Bears have disappointed me. They disappointed me against a Ravens team that had Tyler Huntley under center.
All right, come on now. Tyler Huntley's not a bad quarterback.
Crap. That's crap. That's crap. You should have beat Tyler Huntley, and you did not. And then your offense was crap too.
Garbage.
So in this case, I chose Cincinnati.
Ooh.
Just like that.
Interesting. All right.
Let's move forward.
Yeah.
We got a few more games left. We got Panthers and Packers. Should be very easy for that one.
Dude, I'm going Packers.
I'm done playing with the Panthers now. I'm not looking for no upset wins or nothing. Now watch, the time that I do it, they mess around and beat me.
Right. They do, right. But I'm going Packers.
It'll be
got the Saints.
Just go with the Packers.
Right. Saints and Rams. I think that's an easy one. We both can go Rams.
Yeah, we're going with Rams on that one.
Right. Okay. All right. Jags and Raiders. These are all pretty much the only one we got hard is the next game coming up. Jags and Raiders. I think we both go Jags.
Jacksonville is correct. That's what I went with.
That's what I thought. All right.
Chiefs and the
Chiefs
Bills.
in Buffalo.
I'll tell you what Bailey said.
What did Bailey say?
Bailey went with the Chiefs.
Went with the Chiefs. Listen, the Chiefs are starting to come around, right?
Correct.
But Arlington, how many times have we seen the Chiefs go into Buffalo and drop an egg?
No. You talking about you're not talking about overall, right?
I'm just talking regular season.
Oh, but that don't mean nothing to them for real, because they can.
No, but it matters in these games when you're fighting for positioning. Listen,
3 teams in the AFC West are going to make the playoffs. Hear me well when I say this.
All right, we'll talk about it.
In the AFC West.
We got like 15 minutes before we do our pretenders and contenders.
All right, so
I'm going Bills.
I went with Buffalo, so there was no.
Okay.
That's about it.
Right. Seahawks and Commanders.
I know. I have a feeling where you going with.
My man's back. Jaden Daniels is back under center. I'm going Commanders.
I went with Seattle.
I kind of figured you did because I could see your face. I knew it.
The last one should be no easy tag. It's an easy one.
You think
Cardinals
so?
and Cowboys. Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Because the Cowboys are all offense, but they're only Alice on defense because they have no D.
No way you picking Arizona. There's no way you picking Arizona.
I mean, they're not.
No
They're
way.
terrible on defense.
You picking Arizona. Hey,
Kyler Murray could possibly run all over these guys.
Bailey said if Arizona beats Dallas, he never picking Dallas.
He could run all over them. Who would you pick, by the way, before I give you mine?
I picked Dallas.
Okay, you're going Cowboys. You're talking the worst team in football with the defense, the best team in offense with the Cowboys.
And you going with Arizona.
They're going Kyler Murray's going to run all over these guys.
Shut up, because you hate Kyler Murray with a passion.
I hate Kyler Murray with a passion, but he's going to run all over these guys. But I'm still going to pick the Cowboys because they still have the best defense in all of football or offensive football.
I hate the both of y'all. I hate Bailey and I hate you too.
Do you like how I did that? You like how I did that?
Because look, he
Do
did
ya?
the same crap. He did the same crap with Jacksonville and the Raiders. He gave me this whole big story. Whole big story that the Raiders was going to trap them. But no, I'm sticking with the Jacks. What? I hate you. I hate y'all. I hate the both of you. For real.
I
But that's
figured you'd
fine.
like the way I was going to do that. So that's why I did it that way.
Because you still hate Kyler Murray at the end of the day.
You're right. I still do. All right, Arlington. Let's get to it. Our new little graphic.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me save
Show-
these so everybody can see them first.
There you go. There's our picks.
Those are the picks here. Those are Spurgeon's picks. All right.
In
So we're
just
done with
over
those.
10 minutes, we are going to have the great Manny Matsakis of the Ohio Valley
All right.
Valley
I guess I'm going to
Ironmen.
use yours because you
joining
like
us.
it too much.
Dude, I didn't care. It didn't matter which one you used, bro. I liked all of them.
Okay.
So just pick
Ladies and
one.
gentlemen, our next X-Men show contenders and
Oh, you picked the one I
pretenders.
liked the least.
I know. I did that on purpose because
Okay.
it matches what we have.
I know.
Mhm.
All right, Arlington. So here it is. You ready? Here is how it works. We're going to go with AFC first. And this is going to go, I'm going to go with the top 10 teams. Okay. So that's going to give you the 7 teams in the playoffs as of right now. If the playoffs started
Then-
today.
The wild
Right?
card.
And then I will give you 3 teams that are on the bubble. So you
Okay.
can go right on
That's fine.
NFL.com. All right. So here you go, Arlington. The first team in the AFC is the Colts sitting at 7-1. Pretender or contender?
I am not sold on the Indianapolis Colts. I'm just not. But listen, here's the thing. This is what I will say today. Shout out to Sharika Buzz because she is a huge fan of the Indianapolis Colts and she hates when anybody talk or diss the Colts. And listen, it's not because of Callie Ursay. It's not because of her.
No.
I get it. John Taylor is playing at an MVP caliber so far at running back, man. Like it's almost he cannot be stopped. In fantasy, he has been amazing
A
all
monster.
season long. If you have to play against him, you have to watch out. Like I'm in the sleeper fantasy league with Gateway Sports. Shout out to Gateway Sports. And John Taylor has at least every time I've played has averaged somewhere in between 25 and 40 points per outing.
Right.
So he's there. And right now they're carrying him, and Danny Dimes is actually doing
Danny
the
Diamonds,
job.
Danny
But
Diamonds, baby.
I'm not sold on him, man. This matchup against the Steelers will let me know.
All right.
But right now, as I'm sitting here with you guys, they're pretenders to me.
Okay, Arlington, I'm going to agree with you. And I look at their schedule, okay? So really the only 2 teams that they've beaten so far were the Chargers and the Broncos by 1. Over their last remaining games, they have the Steelers this week. So if they beat the Steelers, I'm going to start buying in a little more. Then they have the Falcons. Then they have the Chiefs. They got to play. Then they play the Texans. Then they play the Jags.
Twice. They got to play them twice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Their last 2 games are against divisional opponents.
And it's the easiest schedule
It is.
for them
But at
right
the same
now.
time, the Jags and the Texans, all divisional games are always tough. I am going with pretenders, and I think there's going to be a shock in the AFC South because I think either Jacksonville or the Texans can pull that off.
Okay.
And win it.
We'll see when we get to that. So,
all right.
both
Number
say pretender.
2.
Okay.
Number 2 seed in the AFC is the Patriots. I'll go contender or pretender. They sit at 6-2. They're first place in the East. They've already beat the Bills once, right?
Yeah.
Arlington, I could say that the Patriots are contenders because of the way Mike Vrabel has them playing. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but they could be contenders.
They're definitely playoff. They're definitely playoff contenders right now.
Yes.
And there's a different system. Josh McDaniels is over at OC, and Drake May is playing out of his mind because of it. So it makes it a little bit more easier for those guys to make it happen. And right now they're sitting on top. Like you said, they beat Buffalo already this season. But the question is going to come: can you beat Buffalo again?
Exactly.
In Buffalo, if it gets down to that.
Right. I agree.
You're probably going to face them a third time. So, but right now they are definitely playoff contenders.
Definitely playoff contenders. Now, this is the way it's sitting, so we could see them making a deep run in the playoffs. That's how we're saying this, right?
Yes,
do they deserve to be in the do they deserve to be there, right?
Yeah.
All right, Arlington, number 3 is the Denver Broncos. Are they pretenders or contenders? I think you know what? I'm going to go first.
Please do.
I think they're pretenders.
Ooh, man.
I will tell you why.
Casey like that?
It's not that I'm doing Casey like that, even though they have Sean Payton as their head coach, right? This is still a very, 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 very young team. I think the average age of this team is 26 years old, right? Something like that. Sean Payton has been there, and we've seen as you get late into the season, right? And you're getting close to that playoff push. We've seen that these young quarterbacks' mentality goes down the drain, right? What happened to them last year when they made it to the playoffs? Bo Nix's head.
They got burned.
Not saying they're not a good team. I think they're a few years away still. But as of right now, I think they're a pretender.
But the other thing to that, because I'm going to say contender because they've had the playoff experience.
Okay.
I get that you mean that they're young and whatnot, but they also have the experience. And Bo's got an opportunity to see what that feels like in the playoffs.
Gotcha.
So now that can propel them going into the future with what's going to happen next. And my biggest thing is I'm ready just to knock them off Kansas City's pedestal because they've been running that West Division for so long.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's going to be difficult. You got to beat a Houston team that's struggling. You know, they got a dub against San Francisco. That defense can be monstrous.
That is true. You are absolutely right. Okay. Number 4. Might have the best quarterback to ever play the game of football minus 6 rings. Minus 6 rings. A man who just keeps defying the odds of football. And that's the Steelers. Contender or pretender?
Pretender.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Pretender.
I agree. I mean, there ain't nothing. I mean, I can't really say anything about it. Yeah, they have DK, which DK is a great. Oh, you know what? I might.
It's a weak division. Man.
The
AFC North is very weak this year.
And there is a team that is way down on this list that I think might pull this division out, and you're going to be shocked by it. You know what? I'll have to. Oh, look at that. Look who is there. Is he there?
We got to hurry up. So,
all right, let's hurry up. All right. We're just going to do the AFC next week. We'll do the NFC. How's that sound?
You want to do that?
Yeah, we'll do it that way. All right, Arlington, number 5.
We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes.
Well, we won't be, because we just blab too much. We got the Bills. Are they contenders or pretenders, Arlington?
The Bills?
Yes.
Dude, that's the hardest one to me, man.
Not to me. Not to
You
me.
want to know why? Okay, what do you think? What'd you say?
They're contenders. They're contenders.
No, here's my thing about them, man, is that they've been here for so long. And it's like, when is it going to end? When is he finally going to get over the hump? And it just seems like that Josh Allen cannot do that. And that has been everything goes on the back of Josh Allen. And it just seems like he can never get over that hump.
I guess we'll find out when they play the Chiefs this week, won't we?
I don't even think that's going to be the case. He's like Dak Prescott come January.
Oh, that's mean, dude. That's mean, bro. That's just mean. That's just
how's that mean?
Man. It's just mean. Chargers sit at number 6. Contenders or pretenders? I heard pretenders.
Pretenders, man.
And here it is, Arlington, number 7, the Chiefs. Listen.
As long as they have breath.
As long as they're still in the playoff hunt, which they have an 89% chance to get to the playoffs, and until somebody takes them out of the playoffs, the Chiefs are always going to be a contender, in my opinion. And on the bubble, we have the Jags, Texans, and Bengals. Pretenders or contenders?
You said the Jags, Texans, and who else?
Bengals. They're all pretenders.
Bengals are pretenders.
Yep.
The Jags are pretenders, and believe it or not, Houston is also a pretender too.
And the number 12 team is the Ravens. Now Lamar's back, chip on his shoulder, Mr. MVP. That's who's going to win that division. Oh, he left us. Maybe he's having some issues. Oh, there he is. He's back. The Ravens are going to win that division. Mark my words.
I'm going to leave that one. I ain't going to touch it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you guys
NFC next week, right?
Right, NFC next week. Now, the moment you guys have all been waiting for all night, we talked about the ownership of accountability. We have a man who, Arlington, I watched some of their games on YouTube last year.
Yeah.
The Ohio Valley men. Great games, great numbers on YouTube. Which, other people said, oh, you can't stream football on YouTube and get viewership. Well, when you're averaging about 150 to 200,000 viewers for no real promotion for your team on YouTube, and people are watching it and sharing it, Arlington, I think that's pretty good. What do you think?
Absolutely, man. Especially when you're self-promoting it. And you're
self-promoting.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right.
I love hearing that type of stuff. It's great.
The man of the hour and the man of the Ohio Valley Ironmen, Mr. Manny. How do you say his last name, Marlon? Because I'm going to mess it up.
Matsakis.
There you go. Bring him in.
There he is.
What's up, guys?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. What an intro there, huh?
Wait a minute.
What?
I should have been a defensive lineman with my last name, Matsakis. Right? Good enough.
Is that an official Continental Football League hat I see?
Yes, I had to wear it.
Did you see that?
How do we get one of those?
Very, very soon. Commissioner Kelly had this sent out to me. So it was like pretty neat. He said, I got a little swag kit and all that.
You going to have them in fitted hats?
I don't know. They're doing all kinds of stuff. We had a Zoom meeting. It was last Friday with the group that he's worked out a deal with. It's going to do all of this. I mean, the store is going to be off the charts. I mean, it's going to be all the Continental Football League stuff. You get they're going to have flags, you can put up. They're going to have all kinds of gear. It's pretty tight. It's going to be nice. Just even like retro stuff. Wow. The league's got the old names of like the old teams and the old logos, and just it's going to be really awesome the way they're going to build this thing out. So we're having a lot of fun with it.
Arlington, here that Manny, we got
goosebumps.
We got to warn you about something. I don't know if you talked to Commissioner His Holiness Mr. Commissioner Kelly, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we are a very fan-driven show.
Sure.
So we love anything when it has to do with fans and participation and stuff like that. So, like, he was giving me goosebumps, and you just gave me goosebumps talking about the store that you have and all of that.
Yeah.
But let's get into this.
Yeah.
You started the Ohio Valley Men. You were going to play for a different league.
Yeah.
And it's basically a defunct league. We won't bash any leagues, but if you look,
honestly, I can say good things about it. I have no issue because
wait.
Yeah.
A lot of people on social media say bad things about the league.
Well, here's the thing.
Go on.
Honestly,
Let's hear.
It was, we're sitting here at the end of October. About a year ago at this time, I was approached by Hal Mummy, who was in that league, the IFA. And he basically said, hey, look, you want to do something fun? Let's get together. And you want to meet Jason Adams? I said, sure, I'll meet the guy. And it took me about 72 hours to decide, you know what? The Ironmen were a thing back in the 60s when I was a kid. I loved the way it was. It's a very famous franchise around here. What I noticed was he actually, Jason came up here. We had a get together at a real nice bar over here. A lot of people came out and he did what he could do. But I think part of it was the only issue was that some of the other teams he had involved were not pulling their weight. And that's all I can say. I have nothing bad to say about Jason. He's a good guy. He means well. And he had a vision. He just didn't have the kind of support around him that Mike Kelly does in what we're doing right now. It's day and night when it comes to that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And look, I had nothing but great interactions with Jason Adams also.
Yeah. Look, think about it this way, Jason. I look at it, we would not be talking right now had the Ironmen not started in the IFA. Right? It wouldn't have happened. This thing, the only reason this happened was the downfall of the IFA, whatever it all transpired. All I know is we were able to play in June.
Right.
We had to very late find a schedule. We were blessed to find teams that would come play us. Now, I had to pay them. I had no problem. We were paying guarantees, come play us, because all of our games were on our local television station. They were all broadcast live. We put them out on YouTube. We streamed them on top of that. We were getting about 140,000 people a game watching total through streams and local television, right? So it was pretty neat. Now, I realized at that point I was building a team with my connections that was unlike the teams we were playing. And so we tried to find the best at that point. There's a big difference. A lot of people don't understand the difference between semi-pro, minor league, just how it's defined. After going through it for a year, I think I've got a pretty good definition of it. I think I've figured it out.
Right. All right, Arlington, go.
My question to you is, Manny, why the summer? Because I know you got that with the IFA. You like you're in the summer league here. That has been my biggest question. Why the summer? Because the summer does not get a lot of love when it comes for football reasons, because that's more geared towards like the baseball and basketball with the playoffs and hockey with the playoffs. Why is football a good time for the summer?
I think, from what I'm noticing, football in the summer is fantastic because, now I'm talking professional football, what we are. It's fantastic because you have zero competition in football. Simple as that. You look at high school football is not happening. Those kids are training. They all want to come to the games. They want to get ready. When the high school kids are in the season, it's hard for them to go to games. So you've got all the high schools excited about it. You got the bands, you got the cheerleaders. They're preparing for the fall, and here we are there for them. Football fans, like, I love tons of sports, don't get me wrong, but football fans, if I have a choice, football game, which maybe I only have, you're going to maybe see 4 home games for the Ironmen next year, or you could go to a Pirates game, but you've got like 30 of them or 40 of them to choose from. It's a more special event to go to a football game. So you're going to go to the game, and heck, I'll go watch the Pittsburgh Pirates play and the Cleveland I used to call them the Indians, Guardians, right?
Guardians.
Yeah, okay. I struggle with that. I struggle with the Washington Commanders too, by the way. But it is what it is, you know. But the whole thing is we have no competition in football, right? So if we were playing in the spring, you got the UFL playing in the spring. You got a lot of semi-pro teams are playing in the spring. You got a ton of indoor stuff going on. And I'm looking at it, even the indoor teams playing in the summer. Where do you really want to be? Outside. It's summertime. So it's like, yeah, there's football, but it's not outdoor football, right? I think there's a huge opportunity there. So you're talking mid-May to the end of July. Maybe eventually the league gets a little bigger. We can play in maybe the first, second week of August. So I think it's football year round.
Arlington, you wanted an answer. I think that might be literally the best answer that we've gotten of why doing football in the summertime.
Yeah.
Well, and our man Pudge here said something about won't want to wear them pads in the summer. I understand. We only wear pads on game day. Okay.
That's true.
I mean, anymore, it's not like when I used to play or coached in my early days at Kansas State and up in Lubbock at Texas Tech. You know, I mean, you know, we 2-3 a day workouts. Now it's different, right?
Right.
So it's just a different process. And we want to make sure our jerseys are light and all the new material that's out there. These kids are fine. And I think it works out nicely. I mean, we even had cool zone fans on the sideline if we had a hot game. It was awesome. It was pretty.
See, Manny, I think you changed his opinion finally.
Oh,
I think you finally changed his opinion, and I got goosebumps because you changed it.
Yeah,
I was so against it. Because I think my biggest thing, Manny, was that player safety was always the biggest thing for playing in a temp above 80, maybe even 90 degrees. And you mentioned it with the type of materials and things that they're using and whatnot can change that and can make it a bit cooler for them where it's not as sweltering as it probably been in the past. So you really kind of.
You're spot on. And think about it, the games are going to be at night. I lived in Texas. I was a head coach at Texas State down in San Marcos. I was in Lubbock. Right. You know, summertime in the evening. You kidding? We're going to barbecue joints. We're having fun. Got a little Lone Star beer. I mean, it's a good deal. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. We enjoy that. And I think summer, you know, you might not be out in the middle of the day, but at night, that's when everyone comes out. What a great opportunity, you know, to get out.
My chips are in, man. My chips are in. I'm with it. I'm with it. Oh my goodness.
So, Manny, I want to go back to something about you saying it being in the summer.
Yeah.
And you talked about the high school kids. You talked about bringing the bands in. Again, like I said, I watched your guys' game on YouTube. I'm in St. Louis. I watched your guys' games on YouTube. So when you guys do this, and Commissioner Kelly said this is going to be community-based. Yeah. Are you going to get those high school kids involved in these games and these high school bands involved in these games and say, like, what is your vision to doing that in the local community with the high schools?
Well,
get them to go to the games.
Yeah, quite a bit, actually. I mean, you know, I think now we've got time to do it, where in the past, remember when we got on, we didn't really get moving. It was so late. We were the last team the IFA let in. So now we know what we're doing. We're getting that set up right now. You know, we've got youth league football that's going on right now up here in this area. You going out talking to people. We also like a lot of the people out there, you know, that even when we canceled our season, we had probably easily our biggest game gate-wise was going to be in July because we had gotten the Scouts of America, used to be called Boy Scouts,
right?
And they were all set up. They were going out and they were having contests to sell tickets to our games. And we're talking like 2,500, 3,000 tickets by a group of kids that were going to get an Ironman patch and all that kind of stuff. So we were doing things like that now we know we can do that. And it just gives us that opportunity to make this really special. But I'll tell you what, you know, here in Quincy and Joshua on your show the other day. And
well, it wasn't our show. That was Texans Talking Football. We've had Quincy on.
Texas. That's right. Okay. So when you know, here's the thing. When I was listening to that, I thought it was great because they're already starting things like, hey, let's have a combine together. Right.
Right.
Right. And they were talking about having a food drive to raise So because I never thought about this. And maybe I should do that here because, after Thanksgiving, the food banks are down. They're going to need some food, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, these guys, I'll tell you, talking to Quincy and we've been texting forever and we have conversations. He's so on point. He's about the community. He's about his players. And I think Joshua and the ownership group in San Antonio is doing the same thing. I mean, if we weren't playing that same weekend, I'd want to be at their game. It's going to be a pretty awesome.
See, you're getting this. You're getting ahead of us because I got all kinds of questions about that whole thing.
Yeah. All right.
Arlington, I'll go.
Yeah.
You talk about how you're in contact with these guys, right? And like Kelly has said, and Kelly said in our interview, you're that flagship. You're the blueprint. Your team is this blueprint of how we want this league to look and how we want the ownership groups to look, right?
Sure.
What did you do? Because again, like we said, it's such a hard sport to support and fund a football team. Yeah. But how did you do it to where you played, what was it, 3 games or 4 games?
3.
You played 3 games. Yeah. You were averaging 140 to almost 200,000 between YouTube and your local subscriber. Break that down, like the stress, the heartaches, the ups, the lows, the downs. Break that down, how you did that to get to where we are today.
Start with how you even got to even owning the football team.
Oh, yeah. Let's start there first.
Let's start there because
that's why I have him.
Big step
okay, this is a crazy deal. So initially, remember, I was born in 1962, okay, which happened to be the year the Wheeling Ironmen had their first season. Now, my dad was a football coach in this area we call the Ohio Valley. Wheeling, West Virginia is like part of the Ohio Valley, right? There's a bit to it. And so he used to take me when I was about 5 years old. I'll never forget. He'd take me to the practices and I'd watch these players. To me, they were legendary guys, right? And it was awesome because we had some great players. I mean, years later, I'm like, holy smokes, I don't know if you remember Sam Weish, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a quarterback for the Ironmen, right? We also had a couple guys that won Super Bowls off the Ironman team. Do you remember the other guy? He just passed away maybe a year or 2 ago, John Amos. Now, when I tell you who he is, you remember the old show Good Times with –
Yes.
He was the father.
I love it. Love that show.
For the Ironman. Yep. And we had other guys that later on, when I was going to high school, and of course, he didn't play for the Ironman, but I just see Chris Mason talking about Otis Sistrunk, legend, right? Now, when you think about that, all these guys, they went on, and some of them went on, like I said, Super Bowl rings, famous actors, all these types of guys. Then other people were like city councilmen, tons of teachers and coaches that stayed here, because I know, Mike Kelly talks about this being not necessarily what we call a developmental league. It's an opportunity league. And I believe that's what it is. There are guys here, when you walk around the Ohio Valley, they still the old Wheeling Ironman shirts. You see them everywhere. And this is 60 years later.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. We were the smallest market and had one of the largest fan bases in the Continental Football League. So it's like that other league called the UFL that plays in the spring, right? Which I'm all about. I'm all for that. A good buddy of mine is the coach of the Arlington team. I think they're calling him Dallas. Bob Stoops and I coached together at Kansas State, right? So he grew up an hour from here in Youngstown, Ohio. So it's like he's an Ohio kid, right? So it's just interesting when you see that, just how different it is today. Now, I followed the Ironman as a kid. And all of a sudden, I've been coaching. I've been a head coach 5 times in college, had some great jobs. I enjoyed being with Mike Leach at Texas Tech, one of my best buddies, and I mean, just the best.
Great offense.
Yeah, we had a good time together at Tech. And I learned so much. And then, I go on and I'm moving around. My father had been declining in his health. He was about 90 at the time. And I left a head coaching job and saying, I'm going to come home, take care of Dad, help my mom out, and do that. So I came back and we'd sit on the couch and we'd be talking about the old days, the Ironman. And he reminded me, he goes, yeah, the head coach of the Ironmen in 68 and 69, when we finished second in the Continental Football League that year, both years. And this is the piggyback. That UFL, 1962, 1963 was the first UFL seasons, and the Ironmen were the champions both years. So,
right.
All right, so I'll be like, okay, the St. Louis Battlehawks. Well, you know what? The Wheeling Ironmen did it 60 years before, DC Defenders or any of these guys. They need to pay some homage to the Ohio Valley. So in 68, 69, the head coach was a guy by the name of Lou Blumling. Okay, now the reason I say that, he was my father's defensive coordinator, right? That went on to be the head coach, and then he goes on and he's the head scout for what was called Blesto. Blesto means Bears, Lions, Eagles, Saints. They had the big word. He was the head scout. When I was playing college ball, this guy would come around, and I just remember Coach Blumling, and he would come watch me play, and I got drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles out of college. So it was like, I'm thinking the connection off the charts. I come home talking to Dad, and his memories were sharp in the 60s, taking me to the games, meeting the players and the coaches. I go, you know what? I'm just going to get online. I'm going to find out about Wheeling Ironmen, and they changed their name to the Ohio Valley Ironmen in the late 60s, and I just bought it. It didn't cost much because here's why. After 50 years, there's no license, there's no trademark. It's done, right?
Right.
So So I have that and the domain names, wheelingironman.com, ohiovalley-ironman.com, all that stuff. So and then 3 years later, I get the call about the IFA. I go, because originally they wanted me to go somewhere else and coach a team. I said, I think I'm staying home. And they go, really? Yeah, I'll just do this myself. And I just said, I'll own the team. And then for about 3 months, it was a one-man show. And then I got great people on board. I mean, we got Carrie here, Carrie Copley. She's fantastic. I mean, she's my chief of staff. I mean, she's like a freaking Swiss Army knife. She's got she's got a doctorate in marketing, right? She's been a professor. She was a head of marketing at casinos and all this stuff. She had just great experience. So all of a sudden, when we're sitting there talking, and her husband's a really good dude, Kevin is a longtime football coach in Virginia. So it's like, we get this synergy going. Next thing you know, we could do this, we could do that. And somehow we got it off the ground, and we were able to play, and we did not lose a dime. And that's the key in this thing. We found a profitable way to do this. And had we been able to finish July, it would have been a really nice profit.
Okay.
But we broke even, basically.
So that's what I'm getting at. So, you set this up, and we've seen other leagues.
Yeah.
They're not making money and all of that. This is basically, like you said, a one-man show until you got Carrie and her husband on board. What is the highs and lows? So you buy the domain, you buy it cheap. And anyways, right there, you click that link right next to Arlington's Head, that'll take you guys right to their website, the Ohio Valleyman website. You can see all their stuff there. So what were the highs and lows in that as it's going?
The highs and lows, it was almost like, look, I realized you've got to keep your eye on the prize. Let's get to the season, make sure that through our wonderful sponsors and our ticket sales and everything else, we could be really creative to make this happen, that we could pay the bills. That was it. So I had a target. A buddy of mine put a spreadsheet together and said, you know what? It was one of those things. He said, this is everything you need to do, and these are the numbers you have to hit. So we would go out and just find a way to make it happen. If it wasn't for our sponsors and people helping us out, I mean, look, it would have been difficult to do this. So, I mean, this is not all, trust me, it wasn't me. We had local kids in the area that wanted to, promote us and get online. They'd come to the shows. These couple guys, I love these guys. They would come down from Washington, PA, and, which is not that far away, but they were Ironman fans. They are Ironman fans. And, they'd come down and it's like, oh, this is awesome. Let's start interviewing your guys. So now our fans are part of the PR machine. We're letting them do that. And I will tell you guys, after our games, it was like our guys would come off the field. They wouldn't leave for about an hour. They'd be there signing autographs for little kids. And it was so much fun. Our players loved it. And I think the community enjoyed it. It was just short-lived. That's why I'm excited to be able to come back in a league that really has its DNA the way that we are built.
Arlington, I see it. I know you got some, but see, Manny, that's how we built this show. Back in 2018, we built it. And at first we had focused strictly just on the Battlehawks, right?
Oh, yeah.
But then we evolved it. But we wanted it to be fans. Let fans drive the conversations of what we're having, right? We wanted fans to do it. And like, you know, we've met a lot of great people like Jason here with Texans Talking Football, the Horns Forward people, Michael Lathrop over there at Player 54 and PFN, awesome. All of those guys. You say that you let the fans be your PR machine.
Yeah.
How important is that? Just right there, because that's a big thing.
Look, I was telling Mike Kelly this. Look, the slogan needs to be Continental Football League, the People's League. I mean, that's what this is. It's totally grassroots. I mean, that's what and he's like, yeah, that's who we are. You know, it's like, we want that, where other leagues may, and I can't say for sure, but just from watching other things out there, leagues that have made it, leagues that have not, you know, they don't really give credence to podcasters and shows like they should. In my mind, there's nothing better because, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I mean, I don't care what your politics are, but when President Trump was on Joe Rogan, that flipped the script, right?
Just a little.
A little.
Just
right?
a little.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
Anybody, but it's like the proof's in the pudding. I mean, when he showed up there, I was like, oh, okay, that's non-traditional media, right? So it makes a big difference. I think, to me, it's going to become the traditional media. What we're doing right now, it's massive. And I think as we build this thing up, it's going to be fantastic. I really do. I'm fired up to be part of this.
See, I hate my partner over here. Because I told him when we started this, like I said, I want us to be, for the UFL, I want us to be the voice of the fans, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, he's a traditional media guy. That's what he did, worked for all that. And here's this loudmouth idiot who just has a passion for this. Mm-hmm. And we've created this. So yeah, we've always believed, because we knew that in St. Louis, they weren't really going to talk about the Battlehawks. They weren't going to talk about the UFL in the first year. So we started this. Yeah. And with the Ohio Valley, with the Continental Football League, the IFA, there weren't really any big media people talking about it. There were the smaller guys.
Yeah.
Us, Michael Lathrop.
Yeah.
So with this league, you guys are doing something completely different, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. There's no
And that's why I commend you on that, for working with guys like us.
Yeah. I love that part. I think what I've been enjoying lately is that I get the opportunity to talk to a lot of people. And Commissioner Kelly has me in charge of vetting teams, because if the blueprint is the Ironmen, right, then we want to make sure we've got the right kind of owners and groups and people like that. We're not looking for billionaires. We're looking for people that actually love their community, that want to do something special and want to do something that's sustainable over time. So I know when we announced the Toros, since that, I have had to, I am still in conversations with, start off with, within 24 hours, we had 7 people just inquire about a team. And right now I think it's about 11. Okay. So different communities, right? So that's the whole thing. So it's like at one point I'm like, okay. And Mike's like, look, you need to do this because you've got the model, right? We're the McDonald's, the first McDonald's, right? We're going to replicate it in other markets. And that's the way it'll work. So, I mean, we literally, when I meet with people, I show them everything. I don't hide anything. I tell them where we screwed up. I tell them what we could do better. And I tell them what we're about to do. In fact, on my phone, I mean, I know this, that when I look in here and I see the guys that I text, I have a group text. It's called Owners, and it's got our guys on there from Arlington and San Antonio. I mean, they're right on there, and that's what we call it.
You mean Austin? Austin.
Oh, sorry. Arlington's right here, right?
Right. Yeah. Arlington's right next to me and above
yeah,
you.
It says like COFL ownership group.
Right. Gotcha.
Right. So and then when we get the next one, we've already got one ready to go. We're just working on some branding and things like that. And then honestly, it's gonna be hard to settle on the 8 teams. I'll be honest, because there's so many good ones. And I know, and this isn't letting the cat out of the bag. We've already got, if you look at 2027, we've already got 4 teams that want to put deposits in to have it and get started a year in advance to get their market going.
But you kind of did break a little bit of news. You did try to break a little bit of news, saying that there is another team. We're just working on some branding issues that's going to be
Yeah, you got to do it right. I mean, you can't just like, hey, here's a team out of Akron or something like that. It's like, and you don't have a name, you don't have a logo. We have the people. Which
you could be like another league and just relocate teams and then change their name and then don't give them enough games to play their home games. I mean,
now remember, this is the one league you don't have to worry about your team leaving because you guys are owning it. The fans own their team. I mean. And think about this. I think
that's the other thing I wanted to ask you about, because look, as you see in our chat, as I know you can see it, Arlington, as you're talking and we put it on you, Arlington is in the background laughing because all these people are in here fighting with each other on who's going to win. Now, Chris is thinking Arlington bought a team.
They have so much fun. And I'm like, man, I'd rather be there.
We could have a team. Where do you live, Arlington?
We live in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
You're both in St. Louis.
We're both in St. Louis.
Yeah, but we don't play when the UFL plays. If we wanted to down the road, you could. There's some good markets out in that area. When I look at and I'm sure you've done this, a lot of people do this. Since our name came out, it's like people look like, where were all the old Continental Football League teams, right? And you start looking, like I think earlier one of our guys on here said something about Otis Sistrunk, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, to me, I can't wait to meet him because I'm thinking to myself, here's a guy that did not play that played high school football, never went to college, went to the Marines.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, you know what he does? He gets an opportunity to play in Norfolk, Virginia for the Norfolk Neptunes, a great franchise in a great area. I mean, to me, that's a great area. I mean, that's like what St. Louis is with the Battlehawks. Norfolk Neptunes could be for that because you're so far away from DC, you're far away from Charlotte.
Yeah.
You're talking about you've got a market and a great population base.
Right.
So and you got Omaha. We used to have the Omaha Mustangs. That was a big one. Goodness gracious, there is a
bunch. Don't think that these two guys here might have not already kind of started looking at places. We got
okay, good.
We got a little town in St. Charles that has a college stadium that sits 6,000, 6,500.
Perfect.
Shoot, there's a venue in Illinois, sir.
Yeah,
just
there's
across the water.
venue just across the river that fits 3,500, and then you could put in another 2,000 to 3,000 portable bleachers to play. So don't think we haven't looked into that yet.
It's more doable than people think after we have the conversation. That's the key. It's like for me, it's more about what is that person like? Do they love where they are? Can they see themselves doing something that's a legacy project? Right. That's the key right there. And if you'd like I can give you a little foreshadow of what I think is going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years, because I think we're playing the long game. It's like right now, as Commissioner Kelly told you, we're out here saying, hey, we want to have 4 teams in the North, 4 teams in the South. It is a bus league, right?
Right.
That's what we're talking
8 hours
now,
away from each other.
And as I'm putting this together with Commissioner Kelly, some things come to my mind. I'm like, okay, all right, let's get 3 teams that are close, but what if we get one outlier, but not that far away, but an outlier? Now I'll give you, here's a mythical concept. Okay. I don't want to say this is what we're doing. Okay.
We'll just say a team in St. Louis because St. Louis is 8 hours from you.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. All right. So let's say we got a team here. We got another team in Ohio and a team in Pennsylvania, whatever it might be, just because that's our tri-state area. Right. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden we say, you know what? Why don't we put a team out in St. Louis? Just let's say that's the 4. All right.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha.
Now, it's a little pain, but that team in St. Louis can get going and so forth. Mm-hmm. But here's the idea. That 4 teams, the next year becomes 8 teams because St. Louis is going to they're going to go into Omaha. They're going to go into maybe Wichita, Kansas, to have like a prairie division. And now all we've got to do here is just add 1, and then you got it. See, so that's why it's looking like we're feeling that way because I don't mind an outlier as long as it's not going to be like, look, we have an indoor team here. I don't forget they change leagues all the time. Called Wheeling Miners, and they're wonderful, good people and all that. But I remember last year, those players left Wheeling to play a team in Denver, Colorado, and they had to bus that. Right? Mm. Yeah. And I would hear like horror stories from the kids, and it's like, oh my goodness, how do you put them through that? I'm not talking like, how far could it be? I mean, you could do a 10-hour trip if you wanted to. That's not so bad, because you're staying overnight and you could do that. But the big deal is, it's like, let's do it right. Because if it means we're going to just have one issue here or there, but for the greater good for 2027, if we think all of a sudden we can we can like splinter that out to have 2 really strong markets, there we go. Because I've been getting requests that I've had to deal with in Florida, in Georgia, in Rhode Island. There was a team that Providence had a team back in the day. Wow. The Indians, they were called. Now, I don't know how politically correct that is anymore, but whatever that means,
we're really not a politically correct show sometimes.
Yeah. And then I've got people in Las Vegas. We got people all over. It's like, okay, this could be we've had people just off the cuff just want to talk that are in Canada. Which is interesting because of the continental shift.
Well, I'm glad you said that because that's another interesting thing with your league. But I want to get back to your blueprint, right?
Yeah.
You have the blueprint, like you said. You didn't lose any money, which again to me, I find that amazing. You said you had the Scouts of America out there selling you tickets. You said they sold you like 2,500 tickets, right, or something. Roughly, I think that's what it was. Something.
Yeah, that's the game plan we have. We never got to finish it because we didn't play the game, right? Yeah,
right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you have the game plan. So you've given it to the syndicate. You've given it to the Toros, and you say, guys, this is what's worked. This is what we did. Yes. Follow it. So are you in conversation with these guys on a regular, saying, okay, here's what I did. Where are you guys at in this process? Because that's what I find fascinating is it seems like you guys are all helping each other. You're not.
Oh, everybody is. We want everybody to win as a franchise. When they play the games, they play the games. I think it's going to be exciting with the way the game is going to be, which is very unique. But I think ultimately that's part of this deal. Somebody that wants to come in, and I learned this in the IFA. There are a couple of teams that Jason Adams kicked out early, and this got me concerned because they were my 2 closest games.
Yes,
Baltimore, Huntsville. They were the team in the Alabama Beavers or something crazy, right? And there's a couple owners that just, for whatever, I don't know the background. He just kicked them out. There were some improprieties, whatever that is. I'm not here to judge, but I do know that when those were my 2 closest game and I could bust to them, you know what? That gave me some red flags, right? Mm-hmm. So and in the time I was in there, it was so splintered. We never talked to each other. There was none of that kind of stuff. I'm thinking, we're going to change that now, because I know this, that if you can get everybody together and really care about how you're doing this, because I am learning, and I know I'll learn more from what Quincy's doing in Austin, and also what Joshua was doing in San Antonio, because I tell them something, they spin it, and then all of a sudden, oh, we can do this. Well, I'm going to run that here. Let's test it out. And we'll take the good things and run with them. There's so much more out there. But to get back to what you're saying there, Jason, look, I'm sharing everything, but I can't share it all at once to them because it's too much. I mean, well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
That's it. So that's the way we're approaching this. And then after we get the fourth team in play here pretty soon, then the four guys they'll add another guy to my phone, and then we'll start having meetings. And the idea is we'd like to have all 8 teams in play by December. That's the idea. Because if you look at it, like the UFL, have they given you their schedule yet?
No, sir. Not until January. Well, wait. They did, Arlington. They did give us some schedule. So all we know is this: you can pick your seat November 4th, but the Renegades only get 4 home games in every stadium.
Turn to the microphones. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They only get 4. They only get 4 home games.
Yeah.
Out of 5.
So I'll tell you this. I mean, I think that we will be so far ahead of them in that, because our timetable, we don't play till first game is going to be the last week of May, right? So it is what it is, and we're finding economical ways to get teams ready, which I think, like, if I told you this, right, and this is the truth, all right, we had our first game last June, and you want to know how many practices we had to get our team ready? Take a guess. Training camp. How long did it last?
Typical
training camp.
I have Arlington, because I have a slight little thing I kind of already know, but Arlington, you take a guess.
I'm gonna say about 2 weeks.
Training camp. Okay, 6 days.
Oh,
we got a team ready in 6 days, won 44-0. Okay, now here's the idea. How did we do that? Okay, for a month in advance. That's where we used the COVID idea. We were teaching our stuff on Zoom. We had people, and we brought in players that we knew were professionals. I think I had 7 guys that were on NFL teams or CFL teams.
Okay.
We had a bunch of other guys that were on UFL teams too. So that was the makeup of our squad. We had some guys now. I mean, you look at our guys, I am like shocked. If we had finished our season, there would be guys. I know one that would be playing in the National Football League right now. We just didn't have enough film. He's that good. Would have been, and I don't want to say
you
who
mean
he
the
is
size
yet.
of these guys right here?
Yeah, we had some dudes now. I'll tell you what. And here's the thing, guys. They were just great people. And to this day, we go out in public. The winter are guys coming back, and we had local guys. That was great. We had one young man, a coal miner. He'd work in the coal mines, come out, and he'd come to practice at night, stuff like that. We would have local guys that we want them to have jobs during the day, so then we can practice at night. That's the way we would do that. And if we would get a player in, we had one young man that came up, and he says, "Hey, can I get a job?" And I made a phone call. We got him a job like in 24 hours. He came up and worked for 3 weeks before the season, and he loved it, right? And they still talk about it. It's like, oh, man. So eventually it's going to be one of those things that we want to get these guys here and set them up, right? Because it's not like they're making a killing. They don't make a lot of money. It's arena football money is what we're talking about. But the difference is the connections we're going to give them through our group. And because what I've got my advisory board, big time businessmen in the area. I mean, these dudes are, trust me, legit. I mean, they're really powerful people that can help. If I call one of them and say, you know what, I need a job for these 4 guys, it's done. Those types of things, right? And I'm also right now in the middle of, we're vetting. We had about over 40 people apply for our fan advisory board. Right, we just put it on our Facebook page. So that's a group. Next week we're going to start meeting.
How did I miss that one?
Yeah, and so we put that. Now eventually every team is going to do that. They're going to have a fan advisory board because what we're realizing, let's get them in. And then we have local colleges and we've got interns working for us. So this is a bootstrap deal, right? Because I learned years ago, there's a kid from my hometown. Okay. Right. And you guys know anybody in Vegas by chance?
No, we know a few people.
Been to Vegas? Yeah. Okay.
I love Vegas. Great city.
It's great. Okay. There's a young man from my hometown, my brother's best friend. So my brother, I'm the oldest of 4 boys. He's number 3. Okay. And George is the director of football operations at North Texas, University of North Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And his best friend, they grew up, little kids all the way up, is a guy that right now is one of the top 5 gambling experts in Forbes is the best. He's on ESPN sometimes, and you'll see RJ Bell is who this guy is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Syndicate on Fox. Well, he's from my little hometown here, with a little town called Shadyside, Ohio, right on the river across from Wheeling. And he grew up here, went out to Vegas, started playing poker, making a bunch of money there. And then next thing you know, he has pregame.com. And now when they have bracketology for basketball, they bring him on to say, here's what it is. But he has this huge podcast following. So one time I'm sitting there talking to him. His real name is not RJ Bell, by the way. I don't want to say what it is. But the interesting thing is I'm talking about this as he's built this multi-million-dollar business. And I said, how much are you in debt? He goes, 0. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, well, I bootstrapped it. I did it all. If I couldn't afford to do it, I did not put credit on the line. I believed in myself. So this is a bootstrap league. We're not going to get leveraged. We're going to make sure that whatever we're doing, then we're going to invest in ourselves. So now we're working forward, because other leagues have done things like, hey, let's have a training center before they can even walk, right? And they're doing things and they're hemorrhaging millions of dollars. And now you're wondering, are they going to be there year after year after year? And I'm not talking about one league. Many leagues have done
many leagues, right? Yeah.
This is not a call out. And we're thinking more like, you know what? If I am somebody that wants to invest in the Ohio Valley Ironmen, right? Well, I want to make sure that they're fiscally responsible, right? So every team, it's very transparent. We share finances. We share all that stuff. In fact, when all the teams are set, come January 15th, on the 15th of every month, they have to open up their finances to the league. So as a league office, a CFO can go in and say, okay, here's the profit, here's the loss, here's where they are. Oh, you know what? Hey, this team over here, they're falling a little bit behind. We know what they need to have. How can we help them? And it's not just one person. Let's all have a meeting. How can we strategize? If it's one owner helping the other, so that way we all make it. That's how this is going to work.
So, see, I love that, Arlington. That's kind of what we did with this show. Yeah. We wanted to build all these fan bases around the UFL and get them to where they are. And we laid out our blueprint. Other people used our blueprint. Some did better than we did, but that's not what it was about. It was about just helping the people grow. Like you said, when it comes to grassroots movement.
Sure.
That's what irritates this guy about me so much. We were sitting in a meeting and the guy looked at me and he goes, well, what can you offer us? I go, listen, I'm a sales dude. You're a sales dude. I ain't going to BS you. Here's what we've done. What have you done to help yourself yet for this league?
Yeah. I mean,
we haven't done that. And Arlington's like, I can't believe you said that to that guy. I go, we're not going to sit here and let this guy, excuse my language, because it's after hours. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and let him bullshit us. We know our worth for this league. And that's what it was. I used to irritate him so bad.
You're preaching to the choir. I mean, I believe that wholeheartedly. I mean, there's ways to do it. You could get leverage and ask for bailouts and all that kind of stuff. You can't, it's hard to sleep at night. I mean, I've been there years ago. I thought, a credit card's just like real money. Yeah. Think again. Right. So you got to watch it. And I really enjoyed the thought process of, you know what, if I am going to do something on credit, it better be something that has an ROI that pays it off like that. That's it. That's the only way to really do it. Now, I'm talking about building a team, building a league. If I know that, hey, for instance, if I can buy X amount of T-shirts and I've got my own printing press and it's going to make so much on game day, I'll put it on my card because I'm going to get it right back and I'm going to make X, right? That's an easy formula for financial success, right? But if you're sitting here like, oh, I'm gonna build this monstrous deal, that whatever it is, this football complex, training center, I'm going to hire these trainers and doctors and all these people. It's like, how does that work? Where's the ROI? You're talking about something way down the road, and financially, I just think it's irresponsible. I mean, personally.
Yeah.
So we're just not built that way.
That goes back to the title of our show today.
Yep,
Ownership
that's right.
of accountability. And that is the reason. Sir, I think what you have done, you have answered every question basically we've wanted to ask, and you have answered it exactly how we wanted it, because that is the main thing when we have about fans. What fans want is accountability, and they want it from great ownership. And I get it, these big leagues don't have it. What I'm mentioning is the NFL, and they do it in their way. Let me say that.
Sure.
And UFL is doing it in their way. And what we're seeing with the Continental Football League is you want to make sure you reach out to the fan and say, this is what we're going to provide for you when we have this league come to you in 2026. And I think that's what's fantastic about that, and this fan ownership. And I see why people are loving you, Manny, because of how this game plan, this blueprint that you're putting out is, it can actually work, and it could definitely make something move where other leagues that wants to try and get in can look at you guys and see how to make this thing work.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And I'll tell you, once we're actually getting ready, did I tell you guys how we came up with the whole funded by fans deal?
No, because I'm glad Arlington said that. I was hoping he was going to go right into that because you've talked about the grassroots movement. So Arlington, you just didn't even know it, but you're letting right into the part.
No, it just made me think about this because I talked to so many wonderful people. It's just like I forget. All right, so it's like about, I think it was about middle of July. Now, this is a 20-second piece that you may not have realized. So when we had an open week at the end of June, right, and I had already scheduled a trip during the open week. It was a wonderful trip. My daughter got married on an island in Greece where my heritage is from, right? So when I landed, that's when I started getting calls that teams were canceling on us. Now, I'm having to do this from another country. Now, here's what's funny. I felt so bad about our players because I couldn't be there for them. But here is what we ended up doing. I come back. I'm trying to deal with the damage control in person as much as possible. And then Barstool Sports runs a national article on us that was off the charts. And I'm starting to get calls from people. And then I end up meeting with the people at Barstool's 3 different times. And they basically said to me, I say, hey, coach, you guys have created your own level of football that we would call AA in baseball. They're the first ones that said that to me because it's like, there's the semi-pro guys that, play on the weekends and things like that. And they're good guys. But these guys our guys got paid and got taken care of and were put up in housing. And we had nice setup for those guys. And it's like, there's a level right in there and nobody's doing it outside between the UFL and that semi-pro level, right? There was nothing. It's a big chasm right there. And so one of the meetings when I'm meeting with one of the marketing people over at Barstool, they go, yeah, you've not only created it, but you need to take a look at European model of soccer because they're doing this. And there's a team in Detroit. There's a soccer team called Detroit FC. You guys know about it? Okay.
Yep.
They start out as a semi-pro soccer team, and now they're in the minor leagues. And they've raised so much money from their community. They're building a stadium right now, which is fantastic. There's a team that did it in my way, right? But nobody has been doing it in football. There are minor league baseball teams that are starting to do it, figure it out. So I said, no, let's do it. Let's make this happen. So you're going to see us do this through a campaign that is actually Coach Kelly talks about, Mike Kelly, that has full securities and exchange authority. So when you're buying a stock, you're going to buy part of the Ironman, and you can buy it. You can buy our thing. Ours is already done. We're going to probably launch in about a week. And if you send me your stuff, I'll text it to you. I don't, just give me y'all's phone number, because you'll want to see this, because it is something literally. It's not just a pitch. It gets people inspired about the team. And for $100, you get this. For $250, you get this. You get all types of different levels. Think Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Which is what I started thinking, fan-owned team. That's the only team in the National Football League that is not leaving their city. It ain't happening.
Never.
Right? And people used to say, oh, the Cleveland Browns will never leave. Guess what? They packed up and went to Baltimore not too long ago, right? The Colts will never leave. Oh, they went to Indianapolis. The Rams, St. Louis. I mean, the Cardinals, St. Louis. It's like crazy, right? So the way we're structured, like, the fans own the team, right? And so now they have voting rights. And more importantly, I think they've got something special, right? They've got something that is really going to be off the charts when you look at what this will be. You'll see it next week. I mean, it's ready to go. We just wanted to get some ground, and as we put our fan advisory board, they're going to help us pitch this to people, because, I mean, think about this. You get 1,000 people to do $100, you got $100,000.
Yeah.
Now, and what does that pay for? Helmets, shoulder pads, uniforms. Done. Now that's not for everybody else. So, I mean, I think that's what we want to be able to do, is every ownership group is going to do that, sort of like Detroit FC did in soccer. Mm-hmm. And now their last one, they've raised a couple million in their last offering. So it's a beautiful thing. I think there's a lot to it, and I'm excited to share that with people. And, it's like, hey, you join the league for X amount and you get all this support as an owner. And then we're not only going to do that, we're going to help you go raise your money. And it's not as difficult as people think, because we've got the blueprint to help you. That's really all we're doing.
The blueprint. That's what he keeps saying. Is the blueprint.
But you know what? He's got a new name, Arlington. He's got a new name.
What's the new name we giving him?
Manny Blueprint Matsakis.
Hey, what better way to have it on his head?
Right, yeah.
The color on his head.
So I mean, I love this. I love this because you can see all the fans are just going back and forth. You got the guys down in San Antonio going back and forth. You got Shane saying he was 100% a semi-pro player. He appreciates this kind of league so much. Stuff like that. You have the one guy right here, Mr. Bell, saying we made history OV on 3.
Yeah.
You talk about how Barstool. I mean, look, we got our guy Quincy with the Texas Syndicates right there. You talked how Barstool did this for you. I mean, look, love him or hate him. My buddy right over there hates Dave. Hates him.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't talk to Dave. I talked to his peeps. You know how that article got written? Here's what's crazy. So we had a young man, fantastic football player, all right, Dox Aitken. Okay, Dox was an All-American national champion lacrosse player at University of Virginia. Played professional lacrosse, was one of the best players. He wanted to play football. The Ravens and the Patriots had him in like an OTA. So he's close. So he comes. I see him at a workout down in Texas, right? And I say, you know what? I think he's got a shot. We sign him. He comes up here, and then when our season imploded, what ended up happening was that the professional lacrosse teams tried to get him to come back, and some lacrosse writer in Virginia heard about Dox playing for the Ironmen. He dug it all up, and he was with Barstool. So this wasn't even a football thing. You don't know,
right?
You're helping people where this is going to go. I'll be honest. That's what this is about.
He really doesn't hate Dave. He just thinks that sometimes Dave's annoying.
Well, there's no question. I mean, he is annoying. But I do have the app, One Bite. You ever get that? You ever see that app?
I don't listen. Stop. We're not going to talk about Dave Courtnoy's take on Emo's Pizza.
Well, I was in New York vetting a possible team, okay? And I was there. So I hit the app, and I found some of the best pizza I've seen a while. So I mean, it's
Have you been to St. Louis? Have you been to St. Louis?
Years. I remember I used to coach at Kansas State, and I lived. If I go I-70, I'd go right through it. So that was always my stopping point.
Have you ever had emo pizza?
At the Drury Inn, right there where the arch was, down there? That's where I would always.
Okay. All right. Have you ever had Emo's Pizza?
No.
See, listen.
I'm coming. You guys.
You come. We'll take you out to Emo's. We'll take you to the all-you-can-eat Emo's buffet. You get some of the best pizza, and you get some of the toasted wraps. Why are you looking at me like that for, bro? No, let's get back to the fan aspect, because that's the one thing. Because, like I said, we are a fan-driven show,
no doubt,
and we are 100% behind us. I know we're keeping you long, and you've been great.
I'm here for you. Let's go. I've got when you're done with me. Just
well, look, I'm off work tomorrow, so I don't have to get up at 5 a.m. like I normally do. So I can go for hours. I got my hot water right here. I got my water right here and my hot water right here. So we're good to go, baby. I can just keep on going. Okay. But no, let's get to the fan driven, because shut up, Jason. See, don't listen to Mr. Leroy. He's from Texas.
Oh,
and he's from San Antonio.
Jeez, crackers.
He is the South loudmouth version of me. So don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I don't know. He sounds like my kind of guy in a way. I have to admit it. I want that. I love that. I think it's good. It's a people's league. Let's not get carried away.
Everybody, I think you found your slogan right here on this show. We're calling it the People's League. I think we
did. I've got to talk to the commissioner. Yeah.
Sir, just remember when that comes out and they put it out there,
you go.
You know where you got it from.
The People's League. No, that's what I love about this.
Power to the people. Let's do it.
That's what I love about this, is that you keep going back to the people.
Yeah.
You keep going back to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike went to it. Quincy went to it. You've went to it. Articles I've read about you guys have went to it. You talked of the legacy of the Ironmen. Mike talked of the legacy of this league.
Can I give you a quick story about people?
Yeah, go ahead.
Resonates with the Ironmen, okay? 1969, last season of the Continental Football League, the Ironmen, that was our last season. There's an article, if you go back, it's in the archives, in Sports Illustrated, about the Ironmen. All about it was an amazing article. I think Football on a Shoestring it was called. And there was one paragraph, I'll never forget this. It goes in there and says, you know what? When they heard it was folding, these little kids would go downtown to Wheeling with their piggy banks to give it to the Ironmen so they could stick around and play.
Wow.
True story. In fact, then I start to get, now this stuff, sometimes you can't even see it on the internet. So I go in and I start to go to there's a big library in Wheeling. Okay. So, and I go in there and it's, you guys might remember, there's this thing called microfiche. It's like a little film, old newspapers.
Yeah.
Okay. So here they still have it. So I'm going through and I see in 1969, there's an article, the Wheeling Ironmen, the Ironmen were one vote away from joining the Canadian Football League in 1969.
Whoa.
Yeah. How crazy is that? They were trying to keep it going. And that's amazing. You look at the passion that's there in my community, and I know it's there in so many others, right? So it's like, look, this is what it's about. I mean, it's little kids' piggy banks. It's people caring about their team. And I'm so fired up to let people own part of our team, because in the end, they're going to have something special. They're going to have special gear. Like they're going to have swag that says owner, and you can only have it when you're an owner, stuff like that. So it's going to be fun.
Listen, I might be in St. Louis, but I'm invested in this league, like for sure. Like seriously, like this is something I want to see really grow the way that it's going. And you providing so much information on it that is definitely giving me the People's League vibes with it. So yeah, I'm so in for it, and I love hearing about it.
So it's funny that you say that, sir, because here is, I found it, the article right here, and it was they reprinted it back talking about how the Ironmen were just one vote away from joining the CFL.
Yeah. But there's so many other stories I could tell you. I mean, and I didn't bring this up, but years ago, when I was coaching at Kansas State, I founded a magazine, like old school magazine, right? Called American Football Quarterly. Today it's American Football Monthly. So I sold it, and I used to write the sports history section myself. I started this in the basement of my house, right? So I would follow this stuff. I could tell you, we could have show after show talking about Continental Football League stories. At one time, with American Football Quarterly, my senior editor was Bill Walsh. The Bill Walsh. So I worked with Bill Walsh for 2 years, and he would tell me stories when his first coaching job was the San Jose Apaches in the Continental Football League. That's the only first time he got a head coaching job.
Yeah.
I wrote an article about it. It's on the website. So it's like, to me, that stuff is fascinating when you hear about the legends of the game and that stuff like, oh, by the way, we're talking about the continental shift, right?
Yes, that's the one thing I want to get with you.
Yeah, sure. Where I came from, you'll be blown away in a way because it's not where you think. So what's interesting about all this stuff is where it all comes from is there's so many things in history that we just forget about or we never knew. And then we're like, how did that even happen? To tell you some of the players of the Ironmen, there's some others out there that are just legends and became like really famous people and contributed to their community. And you don't have to be a national legend, in my mind, to be a legend, right? You can be that local hometown guy that takes care of kids and he's a teacher, coach, and doing all that. To me, that's the guys I look up to as a kid, right? So I think that's part of that. So where were we there, Jason? You were going to ask me something?
I mean, listen, to hear like Joe Walsh, like, look, somebody said right here, hold on, where'd it go? Christopher says right here, the People's League need to be patented right now. So I think you might want to send an email real quick to Commissioner Kelly and say, hey, fans on the X-Fan Show are saying we need to patent the People's League.
There you go.
As a slogan for the Continental Football League.
As the slogan.
Well,
so
we'll have fun with that.
Let's get to it because you keep talking. You keep talking about all of this right here. Josh, right here. Shout out to all of us teachers. There you go. I mean, listen. I work for special school district. I'm a school bus driver by trade.
Awesome. Okay.
And I know I'm not a teacher per se, but I have to teach my kids a lot of them are nonverbal or autistic. They all have their routines, but when they get on the bus, they have to have a different routine because there's certain rules they have to follow to keep them safe. So yeah, I mean, it is a very, very hard job to be a teacher, and teachers don't get enough credit like they do. And my oldest son is a teacher, first grade teacher.
Sure.
He's been doing it. Oh my God. What, for 5 years now, Arlington? 6 years, I think.
About 5 years or so.
Yeah. And he absolutely loves it. Male first grade teacher absolutely loves it. Right. So the question, the continental shift.
Yeah.
We had our friend Joey from Canada on, who's a CFL fan.
Oh, okay, cool.
Loves the NFL. We did it on the Outlaw Sports Talk, and ask Joey, tell us from a Canadian's perspective what all of your guys' rules are and how will that transpire to a game.
Well, think of it this way. I know Commissioner Kelly talked about, we were up there coaching the national team in Edmonton a few years back, and we took our team over to watch this. It's like AA, AAA basketball, and they changed the rules at the end, and people stayed in the stadium, right, or stayed in the arena. So, but for us, that was in his mind when I first gave him, hey, here's an idea, let's change the game, because of all people, my mom's sitting there, she's watching, she's a big football fan, right? And she's watching NFL games, and she goes, man, sometimes they last so long, between plays, this clock and all this. And I'm like, really? She goes, and I used to coach in Canada. I was an offensive coordinator up there in Winnipeg. And she goes, I used to love watching your games because they were just so fast and furious, and the game's different. So called up Mike and said, hey, let's take a look at some things. And he and I sat down at numerous brainstorming meetings. We started thinking, you know what, let's change the game when the fourth quarter starts, because no matter what the score is, if you're good at this continental shift concept, no one's leaving the stadium. You could be up by, heck, when I was with Mike Leach, I think he was in a bowl game against Minnesota, down 28 points at the half, and nobody thought he could come back, and he won the game. And I'm thinking, in the continental shift, you could be down 28 points going in the fourth quarter, and if you can come back and win this game. So the idea is the clock changes, first of all. So now we're going from 40-second clock to 20-second clock. So as a coach, you got to be thinking strategically. You don't have all this time. The players, it's going to be no huddle. It's going to be fast, really good pace. On top of that, you're going to give the advantage of be heavily to the offense, like the Canadian rules are, because and it also makes it very interesting because the defensive line, which was the one thing that blew me away when I coached in Canada, they have to be a whole yard off the ball. Did you all know that? Yeah. So they're off. So now, because the reason they do it up there is the Canadians are all basically the O-line, then maybe the left tackle's an American. They're all, and then the D-line's Americans, so it gives they can block them easier. Okay, that's why they do that. And then on top of that, now what we're able to do is every eligible receiver, ball carrier, can be in motion at the same time. So now let's say you've got a typical formation. 1 back, 4 wides, that's 11 guys on the field, U.S., right? So if you are in the backfield, you can run the waggles, go straight downhill. And everybody thinks that's like an arena football thing. But guess what? Canadian football is around before arena football. Guess where they got it? It's like, oh, that's arena. No, it isn't. It's Canadian. It's like, wake up, man. It's like you don't know your history. So those guys can run at the line, including the back, the running back. All right? He can do it too, right? And then the receivers on the line, let's call them X and Z, they can do what I call rook motion, like a chess piece. They can go in motion that way at the snap. So you think about that. You've got 5 guys in motion at the same time, potentially, right? And if you look at the way the rules are going to be built is, as long as your back foot is in that 1 yard zone, so it's going to look like they're beyond the line of scrimmage at the snap. There's a way to time this thing, right? So now you're attacking. The defense has to be able to deal with that, right? And here's the beauty. We're going from 4 downs to 3 downs. So guess what's going to happen? You got to be putting the ball in the air. You got to be doing some things different, creative, get going, right? And then Mike, he said, hey, let's put the rouge in. Okay, great. So now if we're punting and we punt that ball out or kicking a field goal and it goes out, we get a point. But we're even looking at some other things. What if a punter? Right, we're actually working the rules. He just sent me a document today. I've got to review it. But what if the punter? Because nobody gives these guys enough credit for accuracy. I'm going to tell you, the punter I had this year.
Oh, he was good. He should
be in the National Football League.
Dude was a beast.
He's better than any punter I saw in the UFL. But here's the problem. We only punted 1 time all season.
Well, that's true. He's pretty good.
You come out in pregame, man, this dude's laying them 80 yards, bombs. So we're considering one other thing. What if when he punts it, if he puts it through the uprights, he gets 2 points? So now it's not just banging it. Because now a team can come back with a really good punter that's accurate, right? And then we've also talked about other things like, what's the cheapest freaking penalty you could find every time? Holding. I can find holding on every play.
Right? Yeah.
I'm like, at one point I go to Mike, I said, shit, they should have holding. They should let the lineman hold because the defense can hold anyway. So he goes, no, we can't do that. I go, well, and then one guy, I forget who it was on the internet, I just made a statement one day when we were watching something on X. I was putting it on X. I go, and he says back here, I just make it a 5-yard penalty. And you know what? That's probably what we're going to do. We're looking at that because why penalize a kid when every play I can find holding in the NFL all the way through high school? I think it's a stupid penalty, So So I think the Continental Shift and the way that we're going to build these rules is going to make it very exciting, and it's going to give people an opportunity to watch a game and genuinely see something special. And I know the players that are out there, people don't realize there's so many great football players out there. There's so many people like, oh, these players aren't going to be as good as the UFL. I guarantee you, I had probably 10 guys last year that would start on UFL teams. There's no doubt about it. They just didn't get the opportunity. That's all it was. So it's like, here's the opportunity. And if it takes them to the National Football League or Canada, great. But I know right now, Commissioner Kelly has already been talking to CFL people. They're talking about endorsing us. The GMs are saying, you know what, we love what we're doing. And, hey, how do you beat that, right?
Right.
I mean,
So
Right.
I got to ask, because in the Canadian football, the field's wider.
yeah.
The field's wider.
But they got 12 guys.
But it's true. So you're not going with the 12 guys. You're staying with 11.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're doing these rules you're doing the Continental Shift. So that means you're going to have to like rebuild the rosters kind of, isn't it? Like these people are going to have to, man. You're going to have to look at this differently, right?
Yes. Yeah. You have to. You have to. I mean, I believe, like, I'm looking at, we had a great running back. And we have really three really good running backs, to be honest. I mean, all legit. And so it's like we had a power back that was fantastic. I mean, our backs were probably averaging about 9-10 yards a carry. I mean, it was legit. I mean, we had a great O-line. I mean, that's part of it, right? So I think that when you're building it, it's like you're not going to be able to stockpile 3 power backs. You're going to probably have 1 power back and 2 like hybrids, guys that can play in the slot, that can also play in the backfield, and do some things, because they're going to have to attack the line of scrimmage. It's one of those things. And I know we're also, as we're developing this Continental Shift, it's something that came up, and we don't know where we're going with it yet, because we're talking to some rules people and looking at how it would be. But you know how in hockey, when a guy comes off, a guy can come on?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And in football, though, a guy comes off and you have to wait for the defense to do that. It slows the game down. So maybe it's like guy comes off, guy comes on, you better be alert and you can make a change. But if a guy's running off the field and he's still in the field of play, he's off the field.
Gotcha. Okay.
You see, those are some of the things, because I think it's going to be fun for players, fans, and the first time people see this on TV, it's going to be like, holy smokes. It's like, what? So it'll be cool.
So glad you brought that one.
Go, Arlington.
I'm so glad you brought that up. From an optics standpoint, where do you want to take the Continental Football League? Because I know you want to get the biggest audience possible to see this type of game. But like right now, as we're sitting here, day before Halloween, what is the optics looking like for television purposes, so we can see this brilliant game that you're about to put out? Well,
okay. So a couple things we're looking at, and honestly, a few of the things are on the, I don't want to say back burner, but on the next to-do list come probably December. Once we get the 8 teams solidified, that's the next thing. Now, we've already put some things out there. Now we're looking at streaming. We're looking at what we've done here is every one of our games was broadcast live by our local television station, WTRF. Right? We had our own crew at 6 cameras. It was really nice. I think you had said you watched it, Jason. You guys, right? And it, had a great little. She was a nice sideline reporter. Now she's sports broadcasting at the University of Pittsburgh, which is an hour from here. And she did a great job. And we were able to get a really good show. Now our local state, one of our local stations, WTRF, is part of the Next Star Broadcasting Group. It is the largest independent broadcasting group in the United States. So we're setting up meetings with them to buy airtime. So now we can be on TV stations, and also we're looking at OTTs and different ways to put this out there. Because I know like ELF. Have you ever heard the European League?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So they would do like, I would watch their games, right? So I would like sign up, and it was like the NFL does a season pass, and I buy it off of YouTube TV. I think I bought that. But I think there'll be something like that, but at a very, very minimal, like very optimal cost. So it's easy, but you can see all the games.
Right.
So it's like, we're even talking about, and I don't want you to hold me to this, but these are some of the thoughts. Is like, let's say you're sitting here, and every weekend there's 4 teams in the North, 4 in the South. There are basically 4 games. There's 2 games in the North being played, 2 games in the South, right? Make sense? Okay. Now, put your thinking cap on. Instead of having them all on Saturday night, okay, let's say we have Thursday night game of the week, Friday night game of the week, Saturday night game of the week, Sunday night game of the week. So every night, just like when you watch Sunday Night Football, it's the showcase. It's one game on that day, and then you just start rolling. Let's say you play on a Sunday one week, the next week you're playing on a Saturday, and you roll the games through the schedule, and now it's a showcase every single night. And, I can't get Carrie Underwood, but I'm sure we can get somebody to sing for us. You know what I mean? But I think there's something there, because it dawned on me when I'm watching football. It's like, how could we do that? And that's just, the thought process is like, why not do it that way? That way, let's say the Ironmen, we want to watch San Antonio play, against the Syndicate. I want to see that game. So why should we play at the same time? See,
that's actually
right.
Yeah, I definitely don't sound like no Carrie Underwood, but we'd be more than willing.
Get them, and I was like, I doubt that too.
We would be more than willing to do like a fan type broadcast, like the Manning Cast thing.
What?
I think that's interesting.
Let's go.
You ain't gonna talk to us. We'll do it. We're goofy. Well, I'm goofy enough to do it. I'll do it. I don't care. I love doing this kind of stuff.
You're asking the things we're thinking about, and I'm, obviously I'm in the middle with some, with the commissioner and some other really.
See, look, we got Chris. Chris would love it. Chris says right here. He says a train and Spurge on for broadcasters, and
absolutely.
he said he'd love it.
I think that's, and it's not as hard as people think if you have people that care, right?
Well, it'd be a different type of broadcast. We'd be sitting there going, okay, here's this guy running this way. Why do you run that way? And, you might have to give us like
it's the Manny Cast. That's exactly what
we would just be like two fans talking about watching a football game if you're sitting at the bar watching the football game.
We'll call it the Continental Cast.
We'll call it the Continental Cast, whatever.
Yeah.
But what I love that idea. And I think, because that's why me and Arlington were both doing this. Because if you think about it, now I'm not a business professional or anything like that, but I think if you would do it that way, where you did it a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday,
unheard of.
I think you might be able to get it at a cheaper broadcasting rate instead of doing it all on one day.
Yeah, you probably could. And if you're streaming it, you're in charge of it anyway, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
However this goes, my thought is showcase all the teams on a different, and think about this. We're already trained right now. It's Thursday night right now. The Ravens are playing the Dolphins. All right. Friday nights, we're watching a high school football game. Saturday night, it's a college game. Sunday night, NFL. Monday night, NFL. So you can see how eventually you just do this and you build it out in a way that is special, and it's all about the people, the fans. They get to see it all, because why should the Ironman fans, who we got rabid fans, just like everybody in Texas and St. Louis, it's like, why shouldn't they be able to watch some of these other guys? Right?
Well, yeah, like you saw Jay earlier said, I'm buying stock in every one of these teams. Me and Arlington have already talked what we're going to do. Are we going to do it separately? Or are we going to do it as the X-Fan show? Or what? We've already talked about it. And like we had Joey on, from Canada. And I had him look up your thing talking about the Continental Shift. And he's like, dude, why haven't I heard of this league? He goes, he's in Canada. He's like, I'm down. I'm watching this league.
Well,
I think it's
actually
interesting.
About, Commissioner Kelly had told me about one of the, and I can't say the guy's name because I don't want to put him out, but ESPN up there is TSN.
Mhm.
Okay. And one of their talking heads up there got wind of this, and he's like all about it and wants to interview Mike about the Continental Shift. You know, because they're changing their rules up there to go
Right,
more
they're
American.
changing it.
And
They're
here we go.
They're
Yeah.
what? They're shortening the end zone, getting rid of the 55-yard line, stuff like that, moving the goalposts back, which I think that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But like Arlington said, I think it's going to be interesting to see how the Continental Shift plays out on an American field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be. Yeah.
So
We're
you've
actually
seen it.
we're working on testing it. Believe it or not. Yeah. Yeah.
As you
pretty
should.
soon.
As you should.
Where can you come get like a sneak peek off the record to see the testing of this?
Well, I've got a couple local, I know all the coaches around here. So we're going to get some of the kids, and say, hey, let's come out on the field. I'm going to teach it to them. And then we're going to just sort of like just a few plays. How does this work? Kids that have never done it, and get some video of it and say, oh, what's that's going to look like, right? So that way we have a way to show guys. So I think, and then, Mike, having coached in the CFL, we're talking about doing like a symposium for our coaches to teach them, the benefits of how do you do it and what are the best
This ain't nothing new for you.
No, because it's only an 8-hour drive to Wheeling, West Virginia. It ain't like I haven't already looked it up. Arlington, it ain't like I've already looked it up where Austin, Texas is only a 12-hour drive and San Antonio is only a 15-hour drive. It ain't like I haven't looked all this up yet.
I think I'm foreshadowing, there'll probably be a game that even closer than us, believe it or not, to you.
Well, I mean, it don't matter. I mean, I'm off in the summer. I'm a bus driver. The only thing I do is DoorDash during the summer. I can make some road trips. It don't matter to me.
I'm about to set my vacation up around going to this on this trip, man.
Yeah, we'll have a blast. It'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it. Listen, I love now, Manny. I know we've kept you for an hour and a half. I know you're a busy guy. Well, I still got dinner. I gotta go cook chili for my mother-in-law and father-in-law, which my mother-in-law is in the hospital. Can you give Mama Bear a shout out to tell her to have a speedy recovery from her knee surgery in the hospital? Because she's watching right now.
Oh, wow.
Let's give her a shout out.
Yeah, please. Absolutely. God bless. Let's get this thing turned around. Looking forward you have a good recovery, and let's get her to a game there, Jason. What do you think?
Oh, we're going to for sure. We're going to. But I still got to go make chili for her and then my father-in-law. He's recovering from a heart attack.
Oh, Lord. Okay,
yeah.
I understand. Now,
So
did I hear
good.
On my owners group here, did I hear you guys are coming to one of the meet and greets or something? Is that true?
I mean, thanks, Quincy. Yeah, we were supposed to announce that on another show, but good job. Thanks, Quincy. I love you, buddy. I love you. Yes. We're going to be down to they're supposed to be doing something around Thanksgiving weekend down there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're having a workout. Yeah.
Myself, Amanda, and we're gonna take her son. We're gonna come down there because I liked how Quincy said he's gonna try to get into with the autism stuff and helping kids that have autism and stuff like that.
His mission is off the charts. He's I love that.
Look, Mike, we could Manny, my bad. We could keep you, but I gotta make chili. It's gonna take me about an hour.
Okay, I got you. One last question for Arlington, then I got to roll.
Okay, go. Arlington.
Whatever you want to know.
I got the question. I get the question. Okay. So after all is all said and done, why the Continental Football League? Why do you believe in the Continental Football League like this?
Why to believe in it? Continental Football League? Because no matter what, as we've said, the People's League, the most important part of this is that it gives opportunities for players and fans alike. And it's a community experience at a time where there's no other football for anybody at all. That's why we're here and so excited to bring that to the masses.
Perfect way to end that, man. Perfect way to end it. Yeah.
I love it.
I appreciate you guys. And
I
know, Jason, you had emailed me, so
yeah.
send me you guys' phone numbers,
okay,
please, and I'll that way I can get you on the text for you, Arlington and you together, and then I can send you some things, maybe give you a teaser on some stuff before it happens occasionally.
Yeah, and Manny, you have an open door. Anybody from the Continental Football League has an open door policy.
Just let us know, man.
On this
We got you.
on the X-Man show.
I appreciate it.
At
Yeah,
any given
we're
time.
here because of you guys. I'll be honest. I'm so grateful. It's really a good thing. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to all you guys later. Oh, what do you? Oh, there you
That's
go.
your QR code, guys, right there. Look, I'll even show you. So watch, guys. Look, here you go. I'm gonna get my phone, scan the little QR code. I scan it, and look what it goes to.
There you go.
Right to their website, right there. Scan the QR code. You can get all the stuff from Manny and all that about the Ohio Valley men, our Ohio Valley
I'm looking forward
Ironmen.
to this one, man. Yes, indeed.
I know.
Okay. All right, you guys.
All right, Manny. Thank you for joining us.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Okay.
Man, that's everything.
Arlington, we went into way overtime, but Arlington,
But for good reason.
We've talked to Kelly. We've talked to Quincy. We talked to, in our opinion, the insider of the Continental Football League. And now we basically talked to the guy who kind of founded all this. Arlington, I'm more jacked about this league the more and more I learn about this league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With that being said, Arlington, I think we should end it. Happy Halloween. Mama Bear, get better. Anything else, Arlington?
No. Enjoy the rest of Thursday night football. I'm finna go eat. I'm
going to make chili.
Good night, y'all.
Later.
See y'all Thursday.